think I understand. Oh, my bad. I get it. So, oh no, I don't get it. Hello everyone, my name is Aka and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something very different. Totally different. I've never done anything like this on my channel, but I really enjoy watching this kind of video and I thought it might be fun to give it a try. So I am going to be doing a very popular Reddit thread, Am I the A-hole? If this is something that you enjoy, we might do more of them. If not, that's okay, at least we tried. So today's story is called Am I the A-hole for not allowing my stepsister to move in with me. So I'm going to be reading my phone. I'm going to be looking at it the whole time, so bear with me. We'll read the scenario, we'll give our opinion, we'll read some of the comments, and then you guys can comment as well what your opinion is on the situation. So here we go. Stepsister 18 female and I 18 female are both college students. I went to community college in my hometown so I could be near my paternal side of the family and old friends. Currently, I live with my 3 best friends from childhood. My stepsister was meant to be in a university. After a month, decided it was not for her and decided she wanted to try for late admission to the community college I attend, allegedly. When this happened, I got a call from my mom saying she wanted to live with us and how she and her husband would pay her rent. I told my mom that would not be happening and I wouldn't be considering it. Background. My stepsister and I met when we were 9. My mom had an affair with her dad. My dad died before the divorce could be finalized, and my mom was pretty much shunned by people who knew what she had done, so they decided to move us all to where they live now. I was heartbroken to leave everyone I loved behind after losing my dad. She was super excited and way too clingy. She wanted a sister/best friend, someone to be with 24/7. It was aggravating because she would jump to telling my mom when I would tell her to leave me alone, or if I was planning something without her, or if I didn't want to go to do something she wanted to do. Pretty much every time I said no, she would run to make it happen. She'd tell me I had to spend time with her because that's what family does. She never cared if I wanted to do anything. When we were 16, she had me grounded for 2 months because I told my history teacher that I was an only child and that my dad had died. She heard about that and then told them, saying she and her dad were my sister and dad, and how it was awful to say he was dead when he wasn't. My mom was furious at me for bringing up the past. I never told them my college plans so I could get away from all of them. I have always suspected she might have known or applied elsewhere and made her choice based on where I was. Regardless, I was done when I moved out in June. I went no contact with my mom and her husband and stepsister. I had dodged calls for months, but then my mom got smart and called me somewhere else. My mom was furious that I said no. Then my stepsister shows up at my grandparents' house, who are nothing to her, wanting to know where I live. They called me after sending her away. She shows up at my school and proceeded to tell me she needed someone to live and she was in a shelter. I told her it wasn't my problem and she was not going to live with me. After I got a string of messages from different numbers my mom and her husband got their hands on, then my maternal grandma called to tell me I should have let her stay. She said I should consider her an ally and not blame her for the past, etc. She told me I was behaving unfairly. Am I the a-hole? First of all, just to put this out there, I know I'm not going to look like the sharpest pencil in the drawer, but I don't understand how this whole situation works. Both she and her stepsister are 18 years old, and this story is implying that her mom had an affair with someone else, which resulted in her sister. But how are they both 18 years old? This is the most confusing thing. I don't know if I'm misunderstanding what was written or what, but it's not making sense to me. Such a scenario can only work if the man has the affair and both women are pregnant at the same time. But in this scenario, they're both 18. Hold on, what does stepsister mean? Maybe I'm mistaken. No, I do not get this. Hold on, let me read this again.
Few moments later.
My stepsister and I met when I was 9. My mom had an affair with her dad. My dad died before the divorce could be final. How is this happening? What am I missing? Is this her stepmom or her biological mom? But from what she writes, this is her biological mom. But if this is her biological mom, then how are they the same age? I'm so confused. Help me, people. How is this? This is not making sense to me. My stepsister and I met when I was 9. My mom had an affair with her dad. Her dad died before the divorce could be finalized. My mom was pretty much shunned by people who knew what she had done, so they decided to move. Okay, let's go to the comments. Maybe the comments will be a little bit helpful for me. You are not the a-hole. Tell your roommates what is going on so they know not to let her or your mom in the apartment. Tell the community college what is going on so that if anyone asks about your class schedule or place of residence, they know not to give it out. Then sit down with your grandmother and explain that you aren't taking anything out on your stepsister, that you're simply choosing not to be manipulated by her or your mother any longer, that your entire life after your dad died, everything in your life was dictated by what your mom and your stepsister wanted. They never asked, they told you what was going to happen. This is why you moved away and went to a small community college so that you could live your life on your own terms without pressure from anyone else. And that is why you're drawing a hard boundary with stepsister. You'd love it if the two of you were close as actual sisters, but she is not mature enough for that. She only cares about herself, and you had to make the hard decision to remove her from your life for your own sanity. Beyond that, document the harassment so that if you need to, you can go to the police and start the process of an order of protection. This is a bit extreme in my opinion, involving the police. Another comment: you're not the a-hole. You don't have to live with anyone you don't want to, and you've already got a full house. Another one says, not the a-hole. Sounds like your mom is a selfish narcissist. She broke her marriage and then appended your life to suit her selfish choice. It doesn't sound like you are ever a priority, and there's no reason for you to suffer for them any longer. Another one says, not the a-hole. Just because your mom married her affair partner, that doesn't make what she did to your dad alright, and it doesn't make him your dad or his daughter your sister. You owe your stepsister nothing. That being said, this doesn't seem to be based solely on that incident. You've put up with 9 years of being forced into a relationship with your stepsister, and it sounds like your feelings were never taken into consideration, only hers. Her forcing the issue at every turn was not being an ally. You are an adult now, and you get to choose who is in your life and who you call family. End of story. Okay, so I'll give my opinion, and this is based on the assumption that the LP made a mistake on the edges, and you know, this will just be based on how she has described their relationship in the past and how her sister and her family have behaved in this particular situation. So the nagging and following you everywhere around, sometimes that's just how sisters are. She wasn't behaving like that because she was trying to be annoying or anything. That's just, you know, siblings sometimes can be annoying. The incident with the school, I can understand her perspective when you said that you don't have a sister and your dad is dead. Your stepdad is obviously not your dad, and based on how you're reacting, you don't have a very good relationship with him, but she is still your stepsister. So for you to say that you don't have any other relatives, that was wrong, and I can understand why her feelings were hurt. I'd also feel bad if I'd been raised in the same home with this person whom I considered a sister, and then they not acknowledge me. Yeah, that would upset me. However, your mom grounding you, that I found, it was very, that's not an approach that I would take, or one that makes sense to me, because obviously you're going through some stuff, some emotional things, and it's to be expected. You know, you feel lonely, you lost your dad, and you know, you are expressing how you feel. So I don't think it's right for your mother to punish you for how you feel. we can't help how we feel how we feel, you know. And I don't see what the point of grounding you was. That was weird. Your mother on this one, I don't understand her logic. So your mom, problematic. Now, based on this scenario, I don't think you're the a-hole, because in the first place, you explained to your mom how you felt. You explained to her that you were not willing to have your sister live with you. Your mom should have respected that, and your sister also should have respected that. It's very manipulative what she did, coming to your dorm and saying she has nowhere to stay, she's in a shelter. Those are manipulative behaviors. I am not someone who can tolerate that or who can condone that. So based on that, even this is all based on how you've been interacting in the past, and clearly how you feel about her, and the fact that you expressed how you feel to your mom, but still that was ignored and she showed up at your door anyway. And also based on just this whole scenario, if you had allowed her to stay even for a little while, it would have been difficult for you to get rid of her. She seems like a very entitled person, someone who has certain expectations of you that might not be very reasonable. And I feel like if you had let her stay, that might even have created a bigger rift between you. Because if you think someone is annoying, try living with them, and then you really realize how annoying they are. And you already have experience with her, you already know you don't want to live with her, but she's trying to force things in this new scenario that you're in, where you have roommates, you're adults. And I think she would have brought those negative behaviors that she had when you were younger into this now adult relationship. Because when you grow up, you have to reestablish your relationships with your siblings. You have to know how to relate to each other as adults, as, you know, equals. When you reach a certain age, it doesn't matter who the older sibling is or who the younger one is. You're both adults and you have to behave like adults. So it sounded like she would probably be bringing those negative behaviors that she had when you were kids into your relationship as adults. So for that, I would also not recommend living together. Generally speaking, it's not easy living with adults. Even roommates, really hard, much less a sibling that you already clearly have a problem with. So I don't think that you were at all the a-hole for inviting your sister to leave. If your mother and your stepfather already said that they'd pay for her rent, then there's no reason why she should be living in a shelter. They should provide her with money to book a hotel or to find her own place to rent. Like I said, manipulative behaviors. They're trying to manipulate you into letting her stay and trying to guilt you into letting her stay. So I don't think you're the a-hole. What do you guys think of this whole scenario? And please, if someone can help me understand how both of them are 18 and yet they have the same mother, and yet her mom had an affair, please help me understand. I don't get it. I'm feeling very dumb right now. I don't understand how possible this is. I don't know, maybe technology has advanced to such a stage that I don't know. I need help. Someone please explain to me this whole scenario. I don't get it. Okay? I do not understand. I don't. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to comment, to like, to subscribe. If you'd like me to do more of these videos, please leave a yellow heart in the description below so I know to do more of this. And on that note, I'm going to call it a day. I'll see you in my next video.